Welcome to The Catalyst, an exciting and insightful podcast produced by Northeast Iowa Community College. I'm your host, Amy Lasik. Together, we'll explore the people, programs, and partnerships that make Northeast Iowa Community College unique. From student success stories to behind-the-scenes info about athletics, innovation, and industry collaboration, each episode dives deeper into your community's college. Get ready for an inside look at the impact of community-driven education at NICC. Hello, and welcome everyone to The Catalyst. We are so excited you're here to join us today. We've got a great show for you today. As we all know, college is much more than just classes, assignments, earning that degree or credential at the end. It's also a time when students can discover who they are, grow as leaders, and step into experiences that shape how they see the world. So today I'm excited to sit down with Lexi Wallroff. She's one of the students who participated in this year's service trip to Colorado. And we get to hear about what inspired her to go, what experience was really like, and the impact it had on her. Lexi's a first-year student at NICC studying business administration, and she plans to pursue a career in real estate. So Lexi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Great. So let's start by getting our listeners to know you a little bit better. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, a little bit more on why you chose to study business administration, go into real estate, and what campus life is kind of like for you.
All right, yes. So I'm from the Maquoketa area, and I graduated from Maquoketa High School in May of 25. So I'm like fresh out of high school, I guess you could say. I'm going for business administration, like you said, and I'm doing it kind of to explore my options. I want to sell real estate as an agent, and I want to do it in the Dubuque area.
Okay.
But obviously I'm not from there, so I'm kind of like poking my head around, seeing what I can do. My mom went to NICC when she was, I think she went after, a little while after. And she got her welding certificate from NICC.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like second year here. It's kind of like fun, you know. I chose NICC because it just, the people there were very nice and everyone was very welcoming. I have a lot of support here already, and I'm just like learning so many new things here. It's amazing.
That's so cool. So what got you interested in real estate as a potential career?
In high school, I jumped around a lot when it comes to what I wanted to do. Like, I think before I chose real estate, I wanted to be a NASCAR driver because I just thought it was fun. Yeah, that's just one of the crazy things I thought of. I've always been like a big dreamer and stuff. But I found real estate. I was looking up, they make you do the tests and everything, and it was telling me stuff I didn't want to do. So I was looking up on my own, and I was like, this sounds kind of fun. Like, houses are pretty, people are cool, you know, maybe I'd be interested in this. So I did a little more research, and my junior year of high school, I decided that I wanted to switch for a business related, like, senior year. So I took all the business classes I could. And after it would have started my second semester of high school, we got to do a work-based learning program, and it was the first year for Maquoketa to have it. And I got to actually work with a real estate agent. I worked with Ryan Maher from Central Realty in DeWitt, and I learned so much stuff. I loved it. It just like clicked. I love the people. I love the stories. I love the homes. It's just amazing. So I just know that's what I want to do now.
Oh, that's great. It sounds like you're going to be a great fit to be a real estate agent. Yes. And I'm glad you got to do like a job shadow. That's such a big deal for students to be able to do that. Yeah, great. Well, are there other activities outside of the classroom that you're involved in at NICC?
So the service trip that I went on is kind of the first big thing that I've done. I've poked my head around. I've thought about doing BPA, the dance team, stuff like that. I'm still exploring my options.
Great.
I'm a online student from CBE online, and I go up there every Monday, and I'll study up there. I'm in the TRIO program. So I'll sit in
Great.
there and talk with people and stuff, but I'm not fully into anything yet.
Yeah. I love that you're exploring your options and just kind of getting settled in. That's fantastic.
Yes.
And being involved in the TRIO program is such a nice thing for students to be a part of. It's a really nice support system.
Yes, I love it. Jody is really nice. She's the one who helped me with it.
Mhm.
And I've met so many friends through there already. It's
Oh,
it's just
cool.
great. I love it.
So for someone listening that has didn't even know NICC offered these service trips, what does it actually involve and how did you find out about it?
So I seen the posts they posted on the app and I was like, this is really interesting. So I ended up talking to one of my friends who I went to high school with actually. And I was like, did you see this? Are you gonna apply for this, you know? And she was like, oh yeah, I did see it. And I'm not sure yet, you know, so
Mhm.
I told her I was gonna apply and I did. And I was kind of nervous because I felt like I was applying for like a job because you had to do
Yeah.
the application, the interview, all that stuff. I've never met anyone before. This was my like big first thing, you know. So I was like, well, you know, let's give it a shot. Worst they can do is tell me no. So
Yeah.
I ended up getting the interview part and I talked to Kara and Jody and Sharon. I think she was on there. And then there's someone who's gone from mine. They couldn't make it. But I talked to them. They were all so sweet, so nice. They explained everything to me. I found out I got it. And I just remember being so nervous because I'm like, I don't know anyone. But it was just it was awesome. So I found it from the app though, and it's I was like, well, let's give it a shot.
Good for you. I mean, going outside your comfort zone. And I know NICC has a different location every year for their service trips, but this year
Yeah.
you went to Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what your days look like while you were out there.
Yes. We traveled on the 7th. We left the 7th and we came back on the 13th of March. And the day we traveled, we I showed up to the school at I think it was like 7 or 8, something like that. I had my boyfriend drive me. I got there and I was like getting cold feet. I'm like, can you turn around? Maybe I should just go home. Maybe I shouldn't go. I'm nervous. And I don't travel very often, so I'm like, this is really different for me. Um, and I got there and I seen the vans pull up, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, but a little scary still. I got
Yeah.
out and I put my stuff in. I started talking to a couple people, and I just remember being really, really nervous because I didn't know anyone. And everyone kept showing up, and I'm like, okay, I think I've seen them before. And we had a couple meetings. So I met people, but I couldn't remember anyone's names. So I was
Yeah.
like, what's your name again? So, but we got there and we drove out there. We stayed in a hotel halfway through, and
Okay.
I roomed with Joanna and Karina. So, and I roomed with them throughout the whole trip. They were really nice, really sweet. Joanna's in the business administration program with me, so it was really cool
Mhm.
to connect with her on that. And that night we went swimming in the pool, so me and Joanna kind of like got to be real close, you know. It was fun, and we left the next morning to finish the drive out to Colorado. And
Gotcha.
we had um so it was split up. We had 6 service projects.
Wow.
And then, yes, we had 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and then 1 on Wednesday and Thursday. We left Friday. Monday, we went to Community Food Share and A Precious Child. Tuesday, we went to Habit for Humanity and Homeward Alliance. That was really fun.
Mhm.
And then Thursday, or I'm sorry, Wednesday, we went to Project Here, and then Thursday, we went to Growing Gardens.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Nice variety of things. So you were doing things like cleaning up parks, serving food. What kind of activities were you
Um,
doing at all these places?
so Community Food Share was really interesting. That was our first one, and it was
Mhm.
definitely like off with a bang because they had 2,000 pounds of pinto beans in this
Wow.
like big, I want to say just container type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And we had to take it out and repackage into 2-pound packages because they will have those set up for people to come in, and they set it up like a grocery store kind of, and people
Okay.
come in and shop, but it's all donations. So that was really interesting. We had like an assembly line going. I sealed the bags and I kept melting them, but it's okay. And I think at the end we had 1,080 pounds packaged, I think is
Wow.
what it was. So it was really cool though. And then our like a precious child, we sorted through donations. I worked a lot of like retail areas. I did that
Mhm.
for Habit for Humanity as well. They
Okay.
had 2 locations, and a group of us went to the like house building, and I believe they did siding. I wasn't there.
Okay.
And then the other group went to the retail store, which acts, I want to say, similar to a Goodwill,
Okay.
where people will donate it and then other people come in and shop, but they use that money for like the building of the houses and everything else. And yeah, so there we did a couple different things. We did clean up outside of Homeward Alliance, just trash that gets thrown around, stuff like that. They had
Mhm.
furniture that couldn't be sold, so we had to discard that, stuff like that.
So
But yeah,
really something for everybody. And
yes.
and you were very busy. That's a lot of service projects to fit into just a
Oh
short
yeah.
window. Did you have some time to do some fun exploration type things as well?
Yes, we did. We definitely did. It was so fun. Our first day there, we got to walk through the Rockies a little bit. We didn't go
Oh,
very far because obviously our stuff was packed, but we got to walk through. We all got some photos and everything. The mountains are so beautiful, and
wow.
driving through it, it was like this isn't real. I was like, I don't know if I can actually believe I'm looking at this. They're so beautiful.
Was that the first
So
time you were to Colorado?
yes, yes.
Oh,
First time I've ever
nice.
seen mountains, been up elevation, all that stuff, so
Oh, that's great.
it was great,
And
yes.
so what you talked a little bit about being a little nervous going to this without knowing anybody. How was that dynamic through the week, and how would you describe how the group was like on day 1 versus the day you guys were coming back?
I wanna say on day 1, you could tell who already knew each other, and
Mhm.
at least I could tell, and so kinda just jumping around and meeting people, introducing myself a little bit. We stopped at Wendy's, I think I got to talk to a couple people there. But we weren't all as close as we were by the end. By the
Okay.
time we left, the vans, like, we would talk and talk and talk, and we'd talk about what we did and this and that, and during the week, we, like, would play games, we would we went shopping a couple of times, we got bond over that. It was really just like getting to know people, and you could feel every day people were closer with each other, people had
Mhm.
people they like to talk to and everything else. And as a group, which I was surprised about, as a group we all got along, and we all like would go out and do things, we all got photos, all that. It was like unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing how a short period of time, how close you can get to people when you
Yes.
do something like that together?
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
it's insane. I love people, like, connecting with people and everything, and it was just really cool to see all these different people from different backgrounds, like, different reasons on why they came and why they
Yeah.
chose to do this and how we all related from it.
Very cool. So, what impact do you think going on this service trip has made on you personally?
I think it really like, opened me up a little bit to
Mhm.
college, at least the culture of it, I wanna
Uh-huh.
say. I've always liked service, community service, things like that. I did it throughout high school, and
Mhm.
I do it through my church, all that stuff. I've always done that, but I've never gone to do something with a whole group of people that I didn't know, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. So I kind of I remember sitting there and talking to these people because I think I was the youngest. I think everyone was older. And I was like, they talk so well. They communicate, like they can hold a conversation and stop it. That's crazy. Yeah. And I was like, this is so cool. So then I was picking up things from other people that they were doing, and I'm like, okay, mental note, I need to do this. And it's just, I don't know. I think meeting people, hearing the stories behind it, even in
Yeah.
Colorado, we, like, for example, we met a girl. We were walking through the shops, and we met a girl. She had like a jewelry shop. She was from Europe, and she was
Oh,
telling
wow.
about how she traveled, and like her twin sister lives there, and all this stuff. Like those stories, I could sit there and listen all day, and
Oh.
it doesn't matter who it is. I just think those are just great takeaways from a trip like that.
Yeah, I love how you were just taking it all in and taking bits and pieces from the people you're traveling with, the people you were meeting,
Yeah.
just so that you can kind of identify where you want to go personally and who you want to be.
Yes, yes. I'm a big like monkey see, monkey do person. I see them and I'm like, that's awesome. I'm gonna do that. It's
Oh, I think the story that you're telling is one that a lot of people need to take to heart is, if something really is exciting for you and you're interested in it and you're maybe just a little bit scared to try it, that there's always some value for you to take that opportunity.
Yes, it is. And I agree with that fully. I really think like I know I got there and I was like tearing up a little bit and I was like I just want to go home. My stomach's turning. And by the end of it, I got a little homesick, but by the end of it I was like I could sit here for another week. I could do this again.
Yeah. I have a feeling you're going to have lots of opportunities like that in the future where you can, see something and just take a chance, and you might be nervous, but you're going to love everything that you do with that.
Yes, and I think when those opportunities like come to me, I think I'll be more willing to take them, especially
Mhm.
after this trip.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
So if there's a student out there who's listening this right now and they're like, oh yeah, I did see that trip, but I wasn't sure about it. What would you say to somebody that's sitting on the fence about taking a leap and doing something like this?
I would say to do it. Like even if, you applied and they told you you didn't make it, at least you tried, you
Yeah.
know. And that's something I've always believed is that you see the opportunity, if that's something you want to do, at least try for it. If it doesn't, if you don't try, you're never going to get it.
Mhm.
So I think just taking it, doing it, I think the service trip is a great thing, especially if me being newer, I thought it was amazing. I feel like that would be great for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people would enjoy it, even if you're a little scared.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it.
Great. Well, Lexi, this is fantastic getting to learn more about you and the service trip. One of the things that we do on this podcast is a little fact or fiction segment where we'll
Okay.
make a statement and you just tell us if that's fact or fiction and why. Are you
All
ready?
right. Yes.
All right. So the first one is the service trip has application requirements. Is that fact or fiction?
Yes, there are requirements for it. I believe there are like a grade requirement and your believe your classes requirement. I think you have to be enrolled in 9 credits.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it
Um,
sounds like you got to be passing everything,
yes,
a
yes,
2.5 GPA. Yeah.
yes,
So
yes. I was gonna say I think there's something with GPA, and then yeah,
great. What about there is no time outside of service work to explore the local area?
I that's not true. That's fiction. We explored so many different things. I said the mountains, but we also went to uh Meow Wolf, which was like an art exhibit that you got to
Oh,
walk
cool.
through and like interact with. That was really interesting. We went through shops. It was really cool. We did see a lot of other things besides just community service.
Did you get any cool souvenirs?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got this sweatshirt that says Rocky Mountain and it has like little flowers on it. I should have wore it.
Oh,
I love it. I got some like little jewelry. I got an art print from an art studio. It was, yeah.
oh.
I spent a little more than I probably should have.
You had fun shopping. That's
Yes, I did.
good. What about this service experience is a great addition to a professional resume or job application? Do you think that's fact or fiction?
I believe that's fact.
Yeah, what a great thing to add and let a future employer know that you were a part of this and all that service volunteer work that you did.
Yes, and it's a great, I think if you're sitting in an interview, and they ask you about it, I think that'd be a great conversation just to have conversation starter, you know.
What about this trip is only open to second-year students?
That is fiction.
Yeah, you're a great example of that, right?
Mhm. Yes.
What about sometimes the students serving end up just as impacted as the people that they serve?
I believe that's fact. I think I'm very impacted from it, and everyone else was too.
Yeah. And last one, how about stepping outside your comfort zone is one of the fastest ways to grow?
I say fact. Stepping out of your comfort zone is very, very important, and it's hard, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and it sounds like that's exactly what you did. And you brought so many lessons back to Iowa and to your future by going
Yeah.
on this trip. That's fantastic. Well, Lexi, it has been fantastic having you on the podcast and getting to learn all about your trip to Colorado. So thank you so much for your time and
Yes.
sharing all that with us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I would love to talk about this all day long. So many photos, great memories. Yes, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody listening wants to check out all the wonderful things NICC Student Life has to offer, check them out at their website, which is www.nicc.edu/studentlife. Again, Lexi, thank you so much for sharing your story today. I really love how these experiences remind us that college is more than just academic. It's about growth, connection, leadership, and discovering the kind of impact you can have in the world. And I know you're going to be a great real estate agent. So everybody listening, thank you for tuning in for another episode of The Catalyst. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on this episode of The Catalyst. If you enjoyed the conversation, make sure to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Want to learn more about NICC and the many ways we support our students, partners, and community? Visit nicc.edu for more resources and upcoming opportunities. This podcast is produced by Northeast Iowa Community College and hosted by me, Amy Lasik, with executive producer Tessa Hill, producer Travis Hunt, and graphic designer Ashley Konzen.